So let's just get to the biggest question. Can you really make money on OnlyFans? The short answer is, yeah, it's possible. But the long answer? Well, that's where things get a whole lot more complicated. Before we even get to those million-dollar earners, we have to start with the baseline. What does the average, everyday creator actually take home at the end of the month?
Okay, here it is. This is our starting point. The average creator on OnlyFans makes between $150 and $180 a month. Yeah, you heard that right. It's not a headline-grabbing number, but for most people, this is the reality.
And if you think that number is low, it actually gets even more sobering. The data shows that nearly half of all creators on the platform earn less than $100 a month. So we're not talking about a small fraction, we're talking about a huge chunk of people basically making pocket money.
To really get your head around how this all works, you have to think about the platform's economy like a giant pyramid. It's got a massive, massive base and a very, very tiny point at the top. So let's break down what that actually looks like.
And here's the most important thing to understand about that pyramid. The entire system runs on extreme income inequality. The money isn't spread out evenly, not even close. It's funneled almost entirely to the top.
This chart just says it all, doesn't it? The top 10% of creators, just 1 in 10, they capture almost 3/4 of all the money earned on the platform. That leaves the other 90% of creators to split what's left.
But hold on, because that 10% figure, it doesn't even tell the whole story. The gap between the absolute top and the absolute bottom is honestly even more dramatic.
So let's start at the very, very bottom, the base of our pyramid. This is what the experience looks like for so many people, less than $100 a month. Remember, for nearly half of all creators, this is it.
Now, let's jump all the way to the absolute peak, the top 0.1%. They're averaging over $146,000 per month. That contrast from under $100 to over $146 grand, that massive gap tells you everything.
This table kind of breaks down the different levels a bit more clearly. You can see the journey, right? You've got nearly half making almost nothing. Then a successful beginner might get up to $1,000. But look at that last line. The data suggests that successful male creators can earn dramatically more than the overall average. Now that's a fascinating wrinkle in this whole economy.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about how much creators are earning, but now let's talk about how they're earning it, because it is definitely not just about that monthly subscription fee.
See, the really successful creators don't just depend on one thing. That monthly subscription, that's just the start. The real money is made through a whole mix of things: pay-per-view content, tips from fans, private messaging, custom stuff, even services like coaching. It's a constant hustle.
And this right here, this might be the most important piece of the puzzle. For the top earners, the subscription fee isn't the main event. It's just the ticket to get in the door. The real money, we're talking up to 70% of their income, comes from direct engagement, like tips and private messages.
This quote from the research really just drives that point home. It confirms that the most valuable part of the whole business is that direct, personalized interaction with fans, not just passively collecting subscription fees. So the key word here is engagement.
So, after looking at all the numbers, the pyramid structure, and the different ways to make money, what's the real bottom line here? Let's put it all together.
If there's one single phrase to remember from all of this, it's this one. The OnlyFans economy is a classic winner-take-all model. A tiny fraction of creators get the vast, vast majority of the rewards, while most everyone else earns very little.
So let's just quickly recap our key takeaways. Number 1, the income gap is enormous. It's just staggering. Number 2, for almost everyone, this is a side hustle, not a full-time career. And number 3, success really depends on that direct fan engagement, not just having a lot of subscribers.
And that leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. We're seeing this economic model not just on OnlyFans, but across all kinds of platforms. So is this intense, pyramid-shaped distribution of wealth? Is this the blueprint for the future of the entire creator economy?